of the videos or audio to be used on this program. Disclaimer: Facebook/YouTube/Twitter. We have no rights to music or videos used on this broadcast and no intention to infringe on the copyright or profit from it. Please allow us to use this to educate our listeners.
For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that Chukwokika Biama may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, Chukwokika Biama Purimihanine, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children IPOB to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, O Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. He said,
without fear before our enemies, we have sworn an oath to restore Biafra, or we die in the process. There will be no retreat and no surrender. If the option they give to us is to seek our restoration by violence, every living thing living in the zoo will be destroyed. All the animals will be destroyed. It's a promise and a pledge we are making to them. They must understand that we just don't love our country. We are fanatical about Biafra. We will do everything humanly possible to ensure that Biafra comes. It is either the flag of Biafra is raised up or I am lowered into the grave. One of the two must happen. It is better for this heaven and this earth not to exist than for Biafra not to come to pass. We dedicate it into the hands of Chukwu Abiyama, the creator of the heavens and the earth, because only him decreed that we should exist as a race, and only him has the say to decide and to determine if we are to survive or not. We don't rest our hopes in any man. We don't believe that any country can do anything for us. We are going to reaffirm our faith in the supremacy of the creator of the heavens and the earth, Chukwu Abiyama, upon to whom and in whom every glory and honor belongs to. That's why we worship him and nothing else and no other. We worship the one true living God. That is who we worship. That is why we were created. We are not like any other people. We have been chosen by Chukwu Abiyama to serve him. We have been chosen by the creator of the heavens and the earth that we may serve him. That is why in our names it contains every praise imaginable. Every praise imaginable to the Most High is contained within our names because we are very special people. We are here to reaffirm and reiterate that. We are here to ensure that this very march towards our freedom cannot be hindered. Any obstacle on our way, real or imagined, man or woman, adult or child, anything it is, once you are an impediment to the restoration of the sovereignty of Biafra, you will be destroyed completely and totally. In every way imaginable. We do not forgive. There is no forgiveness in our dictionary.
Mafi bona choge Biafra roko ya kare mano namo. Mafi bona choge Biafra roko ya mako kare mano urugo. Mafi bona choge Biafra roko ya kare mano namo. Imana deka dinta jarabia. Gana buga baya, we mana deka, dinta jarabia, gana buga.
They don't know the KANU is outside. In 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot? Who is the bagger? That will speak when I'm talking. Who is the fool? Who is the idiot? I ask. That I give an order in the east and any idiot will counter it. Who is the bastard? I'm asking you. Nobody can.
Sir, are you?
I'm not the KANU. Who is the idiot? They don't know the KANU is outside. In 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot? Who is the bagger? That will speak when I'm talking. Who is the fool? Who is the idiot? I ask. That I give an order in the east and any idiot will counter it. Who is the bastard? I'm asking you. Nobody can.
Sir, are you?
I'm not the KANU. Who is the idiot?
No, not at all. What should I do? It's what we expect to have. But I want our people to be very calm. I want Biafra land to be calm and peaceful. Calm.
Choge Biafra roko ya mako kare mano uramo. Mafi bona choge Biafra roko ya kare mano uramo. Mafi bona choge Biafra roko ya mako kare mano urugo. Mafi bona choge Biafra roko ya kare mano uramo. Dinta jarabia,
Good evening, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom. This is Biafra Alpha Power Media International, and we're reaching you out from United Kingdom. My name is MAZI George, it's Umeh. I reside here in the UK, North London to be precise. This is Who Sold Mazzi NNAMDI KANU episode 0011. And this critical analysis tonight is going to be explosive and is exclusive here on Biafra Alpha Power Media International. This evening is going to be explosive, like I said. My monologue this evening is very simple. Our leader said, who is that bastard? We counter his order. When it has spoken, so many have misinterpreted our leaders. So many have peddled falsehood. Ifeanyi Ejiofor have done this for the last 3 years. And this has caused a lot of problems in IPOB and Biafra at large. The menace going on in Biafra land today is the evidence of misinformation, and we will not allow this to happen any longer. It doesn't matter who is involved. All we can do is we direct them to the right path. This evening, so many have said, but I'm going to touch into a lot of stuff this evening. It's going to be critical. Like I said, it's a critical analysis. I want everybody, every conversation that borders in IPOB, once it comes to IPOB affair, then it will trigger that critical analysis. Because at the end of the day, what we owe our people is to direct them in the right path. Because our leader has been kidnapped and been held under captive. A lot of people are now taking laws into their hands. And this is not what we should be doing. Doesn't matter who that person might be. But as I continue with episode 0011, some of you are following this program compasses a lot of things because this is a fundamental question. Anything you see happening right now, anyone that is against Mazzi NNAMDI KANU is a suspect. That's all I have to tell you. I don't care who that person is. Any man or woman that is against Mazzi NNAMDI KANU is a suspect. So, and remember those that told us Onyendu will sell 9 million, and nobody asked question. We were asking this fundamental question, technical question, and no answer has been given. But like I said, last week when I come on episode 0010, I broke down a lot of stuff, and we make it available on all our social media platforms for you to harness them. What we do is that after the program, we break them down to easy that you can actually access them. Now, I'm going to go into China Sanworu's previous broadcast that he done before the last one, which amounted to nothing. What we owe them is that we said this from the beginning. There is no hiding place for these individuals, all these monsters. Nothing they will say that can wash under the carpet anymore. Whatever they said is what we're going to use against them. As long as they have taken the path of cabal, because any man or woman that are putting leadership in IPOB, I'm going to tell you categorically that's a misinformation. Last week, I broke down our code of conduct, a layman, and is on social media. For some of them, might be claiming they know, but ignorance is not excuse in the court of law. You need to go and read IPOB code of conduct and digest them. Even the man that put his signature to his, he quoted it to you to go and read your conduct. You fall back on your code of conduct. Ask him. Chika Paul Ezozem is a principal servant. He doesn't owe any position in IPOB. And I'm going to play audio tonight where he acknowledged that every sector in IPOB have a head that headed them when the devil has not stolen his heart. Now, I know some of you listened to our leader's wife on Radio Biafra last week. This week, if I'm not mistaken, is it last week or this week? On Sunday, a lot has been said. And I have a chunk of that particular broadcast tonight. I'm going to break it down. But that's not the first thing I'm going to do this evening because, like I said, there is no talk we cannot deal with. We will always call people's attention when it's required. Doesn't matter who that person is. This is IPOB, and a lot has happened. Onyendu said that when when you bring yourself out, and because respect is reciprocated. If you cannot respect yourself, people won't respect you. And anybody that hold a position in this world, that is why you see presidency like Onyendu is a natural, because he's a leader that with wisdom, he can speak just like us. We come onto the microphone, we start talking with unscripted. But before you pick up microphone and start addressing, in quote, you want to address people, especially when it got to do with a freedom fighting movement like IPOB, you need to be mindful what he said because it's very detrimental. And this crucial point in time in IPOB that so many misinformation have tried. The sit at home we're talking about today was misinformed. It was misinformation. Onyendu didn't approve it, but nobody talks about it. What they're talking about today is that people killing people. They never told you why was that sit at home instituted in the first place, that our leader never approved it. That's why when you hear somebody saying leadership in IPOB, I question your integrity. If people playing in a gallery or people choose to be naive, if I'm gonna put it that way. But like I said, I have a couple videos because I'm going to after I deal with China Sanworu's issue, before I go into our leader's wife program that he did on Sunday, I have to remind her a lot of things. Probably she's not aware of it. But I would like somebody to make sure you guys cut this particular broadcast tonight and send it to her. And I'm doing it with all due respect as our leader's wife, and I respect her with all my heart. I think the first time I met her was in UK 2016 when she was still pregnant of America. She came in Trafalgar Square. That was the first time I saw her as a person. And we have respect her. It's 20 years in going. We're still here, But one thing we will not allow is that when people want to drag themselves into mode, they should not drag. We said this over time. Whatever you guys do, you guys must not drag Okukano family along with your stupidity. But tonight, I'm going to point out the obvious, because whatever I said here is what has been said. My job is to look into it and tell you where you have gone wrong. But before I proceed, like I said, this is an ongoing program. This is episode 0011. As I flash it back on the screen, you will see it here. This is the program. Who sold Mazzi now in the country for $9 million US? We don't know this. The only person that told us this story was the faceless monk. And like I break it down last week, previous on episode 009, the first joint broadcast they did, that is where they unleashed this mayhem in Biafra land. Kikapole Dozim announced Umeh account and subsequently confirming that KANU is a member of IPOB. Because when it tells you family, IPOB is not a family business. KANU is not just a family business. KANU is a bona fide IPOB member. And Kikapole Dozim, everywhere you've been, even in European Parliament you guys went. Who took you there? The picture is there. I don't want to splash it on social media because as some of your ERAT you send this morning, you see how they end up. Like I told you guys, there's nothing new people do as long as we are here. Because one thing is certain, that we have the truth. Since you guys have chosen to ridicule yourself, we will help you to go into oblivion. Continue, managing yourselves. But for you guys to go to drag our leader's wife into your idiocy is something we have to address this night. Very, very important. Now, I want to go to China Sanworu. Now, because at the end of the day, let's listen to China Sanworu before I will break tonight down, because I don't want to be misquoted. Like I said, with all due respect, our leader's wife remain our leader's wife. IPOB is not a family business, and I want to correct those that put him first lady. There's nothing like first lady office in IPOB. Only is our leader, and we have held our leader's wife with utmost respect. But when people choose to go on the other route, we have to remind them where they are. Because there's one saying that when someone is going wrong, I didn't tell that person that you tell that person, the person didn't listen. It's a two different thing. And like I said, my job is to counter the obvious. We have kept silent. What brought us today where we are is that we follow the code of conduct to the letter, watching those that are supposed to be leading us, if we put it that way, those that are supposed to the hierarchy as above us, because we work IPOBs from top to bottom. But then we are misleading everything we have done. They have destroyed everything. What I had on Sunday wasn't what I was expecting. And there's so many points I need to point out, and that's my personal view. I have the right. I, George, you may know what I have given to be an IPOB member. Many people have died. One thing we will not allow people to drag this name. When you understand, this name will become sacred. We will guide it with every vein in our blood. So let's go to China Sanworu's first. I don't have my reason for that. The program he did on the 13th of April 2023. Let's listen to chunk of it that makes sense. We'll break it down before now we come into some issues that we need to deal with. Very, very critical this evening.
Media International.
Every one of you to come with your pen and papers. Bring your big and the papers in order to write down the information that you are going to receive today. And also today there is not going to be
yeah, you see him ranting like a mad dog. Previously, they asked him a question about the lawyers. He was one ranting. He said a lot of things against Onyendu. Same person that hosted our leader's wife. But she listened to all these programs. These people have mocked Onyendu, including his dead parents. It's unacceptable in the same radio Biafra that she knew that Onyendu slept in the state of London to fund. It's unacceptable to us. This mad dog that you see here shouting, bring your pen and big paper. We asked them, ask China Sanworu, the faceless animal who sold Mazzi NNAMDI for 9 million. You told us, and you told us that he was with him on phone that day. This is not going anywhere. This particular broadcast was done on the 13th of April 2024. Like I said, we are not in a hurry. Everything they do will never go under the carpet. Every information, whatever they have done in the past, we will upload them for your information. Like I said, some of you should go and ask Uchemo for my role in 2015. I'm not bragging about it, though. Very important. Let's go.
any opening lines, please. It is the brutal exposure. As you may know, today we are here with our General Officer Commanding Mazzi Sanworu, who is going to...
Mazzi Sanworu served the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. I come from Odunga. Odunga is in Aba province. Was kidnapped in Kenya. The government set in with their mercenaries. The reason of keeping Mazzi NNAMDI till death is not that if the Nigerian government want to kill Mazzi NNAMDI in Kenya, anywhere that they will kill him. If the Nigerian government could be able to...
You know, it is very, very important that we pay attention to what is coming out of this guy's mouth. This guy has said a lot. For some people who does not know the consequences of the word that China Sanworu have uttered over time. He told the Nigerian government they could have killed Mazzi NNAMDI because as it stands right now, what they want is Mazzi NNAMDI dead. Nothing else. There's nothing, anything. Because what you should ask yourself is that where would they be the day Onyendu will come out from DSS dungeon? Everybody have common sense. Yeah. ask yourself this fundamental question. So whatever they are doing now, their primary agenda tirelessly is to make sure. That is why today they don't have their magics anymore. They don't have any information any longer. That is the biggest problem they have got now, because there's no communication between them and Mazzi and KANU. Even people that they propagated Onyendu's health. I had his wife spoke about all these things, but my issue is that she had all these things from this guy's mouth, but she still come out and tell you that she got a message and deliver a message to him. And what was that message all about? You can't speak with emotion. That destroys a nation. Emotion is dangerous. When you speak on issue of nation, you don't speak with emotion. You have to state a fact. Any fact you don't have, you don't talk about it. Because you will fall back to you. Very, very important.
Adopt Mazzi KANU and they hold him for complete 8 days before bringing him to court. I want everybody to put this in his mind. They were also having the power to eliminate him. They held the power even for 3 years in their custody. I'm telling people something. If the Nigerian government want to eliminate Mazzi KANU inside the custody, they will do it. We can only fight for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. People will get tired. People will be killed. People will continue their life.
Okay. Now, it is important. Are you guys listening to what China Sawori is telling the Nigerian government today? After suggesting they could have killed him in Kenya, and he was the one that would on him on the phone. Now he's telling them that even though they killed him now, that nothing will happen. That is why I have an issue. Do you see where my problems are? Do you see? Personally, I'm fuming. I'm flabbergasted. Listen, a lot of people don't know what man has forfeited because of this struggle. And we're still holding it because when you're still in the DSS dungeon. But did you listen to the people that someone told you that when you wake up in the morning, you pray for DOS? The Nigerian government that since you guys failed to kill Mazzi in Kenya, now you have the you can kill him in DSS dungeon, nothing will happen. That highest will protest and a couple months later will go. This suggestion has been given. It is not something hidden anymore. I'm not the ones, like I said, my job is to analyze without emotion, without biasness. That's what we do here. That is no sentimental. There's no prejudice whatsoever because it is your own word. My job is to pick up those words and break that into pieces to a layman perspective. China Sawori just said, and I'll quote, he said, they could have killed, if Nigerian government could have killed, even if a DSS is the top, what is it called, secret agent, now he's telling them that they could have killed Onyendu in Kenya. Since they missed that Kenya, what are you waiting for? After he have come and told us that they poisoned Onyendu, they set people to go and bomb people's house in Biafra land. All this thing is my accent. It's our leader's wife hear all this particular broadcast, and she still come out and tell people that he delivered message to China Sawori. It is a fundamental question that people need one answer from. This is our leader we're talking about here. Somebody is sitting in the middle of Biafra that Mazzi can sleep in the city of London. Telling DSS that as you fail to kill Mazzi in Kenya, now you have opportunity. Kill him in that DSS dungeon, nothing will happen. If after all, if you killed him, what would they do? They will make noise for a couple of days or weeks and everybody get tired. I will still continue for him to speak out. Say it with his own mouth. This broadcast has happened since last month, but I kept it because I went back to bring things because I want to clarify things. And this thing that just happened on Sunday happened, and I cannot, I wouldn't. My head is going off because Mazzi KANU is the one behind the body. The 2 parents have died because of this struggle.
Every one of us must put in their mind. The moment Mazzi KANU was rendition, we called for a seat at home. Many of you know why we called for this seat at home. Because the Nigerian government refused to bring Mazzi KANU to court. There were information that he was seriously sick. From the Umeh data in USA when they were carrying the news that Mazzi KANU had only 2 weeks to live in the DSS custody. the leadership of IPOB moved into a very swift action, but many people out of emotion.
He said the leadership of IPOB. Remember, I have an audio here that I can play where he said Onyenu was sending message, everybody was reluctant. This is one of the crime of KANU. Some of them say KANU want to take over IPOB. If MAZI NNAMDI was has any intention of KANU becoming second in command, none of you will argue about it. None of you would even know who KANU was. The first time I saw KANU was in 2016, 9th of January. We're going to come about it. Even I didn't speak to him. There was a meeting that I held. He was part of that meeting. In 2016, in United Kingdom here. Like I said, there is no history in IPOB that you can talk about. Our name will not come in there. But this is the crime of KANU. But today, it's the same seat at home that everybody now, Biafra land is in this. He said the leadership. You see where the problem is. We had sit at home from 2016, 17, 18, 19. Never again you have the same leadership there. I hope our leader wife is listening. My problem is that she has to listen to all these audios. Or she must listen to it. You know, because it's important she understand. Maybe I'm thinking that she never, maybe she don't listen to Radio Biafra. But it's important she understand the word that come out of this man's mouth. That's my own.
Move, and this evening, whether you are in, whether the KANU is there or not, the Biafra restoration is destined to come to pass.
Did you hear him? Whether MAZI, he have told you, he just told the DSS he failed to kill MAZI NNAMDI in Kenya. Now, why just murder him in that DSS dungeon? And what they're telling them, they're telling them that they can do without MAZI NNAMDI. The projection at this point in time is that they can do without MAZI NNAMDI, but they will do, but they won't stop calling his name. Do you see what? Do you see the problem? They have moved on because now the Biafra community in exile. They're in the Biafra community. That's Chikroism leading them. But now he's telling you that whether MAZI NNAMDI is there, so he's telling you if MAZI NNAMDI can die tonight, it cannot stop the restoration of Biafra. He's the one saying that, which MAZI NNAMDI have told us. But now he's telling the people, they are the ones, somebody is telling you when they wake up in the morning, pray for the OS. But the same people is telling the people that are holding Onyendu, kill him. Nothing will happen. Without MAZI NNAMDI, we can forge ahead. I'm not misquoting, I'm saying what he said. Though.
How they take people, they are heroes, and they do not want MAZI NNAMDI. If not, they would have killed MAZI NNAMDI in the airport. They would have, as they adopted him for 8 days, his younger brother, the one in Germany called Kavanta, he was in communication with those who were holding MAZI NNAMDI. He was speaking to one of the ladies holding MAZI NNAMDI. The lady was controlling him. They were talking for completely the
you see, this is why I said that we cannot allow misinformation anymore. This is a hearsay. He said they were talking to a lady. How did you know he was talking to a lady? And who is this lady? It is important that people ask. This is the same thing our leader wife have come and do in Radio Biafra. Hearsay. I won't mention people's name. It addressing the nation. You were using emotion and sentiment to speak. That have destroyed every word that he uttered from your mouth. KANU said the Onyendu was praying in the mountain. Now it was talking to one lady. Now he shifted it now on 2024. Now KANU was talking to a lady. The same person said that the people that kidnapped Onyendu, he was what does he call his name? He called all the governors. All these things coming out of this guy's mouth. One person said all of these things. And somebody still saying someone said, when you wake up in the morning, pray for these individuals. I mean, come on now. Are we even our comrades that are in the grave will be asking questions. The two parents, if they appear in dream for real, I believe that KANU Israel will ask questions. Because them themselves never talk erratically. I remember the day Ojuso Kanu went to his palace and talked about Onyendu, they quietly tell them that our son is an adult, he can make his own decision. You must know your boundaries when you speak, when it comes to issue your husband is handling. But even if you give you the mandate to speak, you must have your limits. The parents could not even exceed, it was sentences. Also, came to it was we saw it. It was end. They're sitting down in a parlor. I just told them, said, listen, our son is an adult and he knows what he wants, and we will support him. He support our leader, but don't meddle into issues that Onyendu is piloting. Because this is the man telling our people to pray for. They are the people that tell him DSS to kill Amazon Nanakan after they failed to kill him in Kenya. Very, very important. We cannot run away from this fact.
Amazon Nanakan back in Nigeria. The younger brother was communicating. But everybody was kept in the dark. And the moment Amazon Nanakan was brought to Nigeria, we were defending them. We were defending them until in heaven they just burst out from somewhere and told the table that it was the GAS that sold Mazin and the Kano.
Like I said, on episode 009 of this program, he wasn't defending anybody. He was the first person that came out and talked about Kano Takano. On the, if I'm not mistaken, that broadcast was done on 7th of August 2021. And Chike Dozem did broadcast on 23rd of August 2021. When they have a joint broadcast that this Umike headed. That's why he started pushing this to Kano Takano. But only the same message through a GO4, write a memo, mention specific name, Madam Nendiana, Caroline, Kano Takano. They are not involved in those that sold Onyendu. But Chike Dozem could not put that in memo. As a memo master that he is. To clarify that particular, he couldn't do it. But you see how many times blackmailing, trying to subdue truth, but you in the same time came out again. After all these things has gone, he come and told us Onyendu was sold 9 million. If Kano Takano was aware, Kano Takano should have been the one to tell us how much. And I remember vividly when they asked Kano Takano about Onyendu, who sold Onyendu, what he said was, even when I asked him this question when I was in Biafra Radio 101, he said, Mazin Nankan is still alive. Because if somebody quick to tell you that who sold Onyendu, then there's a question mark on that individual. We were not asking this question until we were told. So now we take it as a priority. Mazin Nankan was sold for 9 million. But they were running from pillar to pole. The reason why this audio is important is that after featuring with this audio, then I will go to our leader's wife broadcast. There are things that will pull out there that make sense. And why I'm playing all this audio I'm playing it for her to make sure that she listens to it. Maybe has not listened to it. But as she has made herself available to public now, she have to work hard. To be honest with you. Very, very important.
The brother came out in many official programs. Turn around. Reasons are everybody should know so that we know where our problems are. Because Kananta have insistedly.
If all the accusations they have leveled against Kananta, ask them, let them bring one audio where Kananta Kanu mention DOS. Even the one they pull out the other day, saying Kananta said DOS is one. They want to contradict themselves. Let them pull one audio where Kananta Kanu say China Shanwuru or XYZ sold Mazin Nankan. It has never come out of Kananta Kanu mouth, neither on his tweet or anything I'm aware of. If there is anyone tonight, pull it tomorrow, pull it now on social media. Let's see it. If there's anywhere Kananta Kanu have said, accuse anybody of having a hand of selling Mazin Nankan, show me one write up. If it's through one write up, I will never talk about this again. If you, my challenge to anybody this night, give me one write-up or one audio where Kananta Kanu say that he's suspecting anybody. I don't care who that person is. That their hand is in selling Mazin Nankan. I will never, this who sold Mazin Nankan, I'll end it tonight. The program will end tonight. But if it isn't, that is what I say. People must not speak out of emotion or sentiment. or being naivety is something that can destroy a nation.
Whether it is a record we have with Mazzi Kanu, he wants to be the deputy leader. He wants to be the next person in line.
But do you know the ironic thing? This guy you see here suggested to Kanu to take over when Onyendu was a rendition. Because they were having meeting. They can't come and deny they don't want to have a meeting with Kanu. I'm not speaking for Kanu. But I must preview that when Onyendu was rendition, this 17 hours will suggest that Kanu take over. Kanu looked at him and said, my brother, are you okay? This is one of the issues they have with Kanu. Like I said, if Onyendu was if there's any nepotism in Onyendu, wanted his brothers and to be involved in what we are doing, none of us will have a question on Onyendu. Every one of you, he appointed you. Nobody voted you. Uchemofo, he put Uchemofo as his deputy. That was somebody saying that the Uchemofo was sacked. Uchemofo was never sacked. He resigned. And Onyendu abolished deputy leader in IPOB. That's the end of discussion. No position in IPOB was elected. We don't cast vote unless maybe countries for national coordinator in countries just to us to register in that country. You know, maybe you can find that in Germany or even here in United Kingdom. It comes maybe when we want to open an account, so we have to go through proceeding. That's it. But exception of that, within IPOB setting, there's no vote whatsoever. Onyendu single-handedly pointed, and it was expressively explained in our code of conduct that IPOB, whether our partners, you know, that open any account across the globe, they must go through the head of finance. It's there in our code of conduct. It's not something I have to repeat myself. So at the end of the day, Kanu crime, like I said it again. Just like one guy this morning came up talking nonsense about family or no family. Give me one write-up. I say one write-up or one audio or video where Kanu accuse any individual of being involved selling Mazzi Kanu. I will never speak about who sold Mazzi Kanu again. But if not, all of you are charlatans. And like I said, all you people will explain tire. As long as we are here. You see this fight? Only say 100 men. And that 100 men means that we can find 1 man in any country. It doesn't matter how many people here are claiming IPOB member. It's those that stand on the path of truth. Without any equivocation. Very important.
After Mazzi Kanu, do you have any communication with Kanu and his siblings? Ask them this simple question. What did Chida Samoru, Chike Doziem, and other members of the DOS did to you people? It's a very simple. Just tell them, leave black men. That Chida Samoru, they sold Mazzi Kanu, leave this black men. That was packaged is the will.
Who sold Mazzi Kanu is not Kanu. Is you the one that said it? We have the audio. Not Kanu. You said it. That Mazzi Kanu was sold 9 million. Not Kanu. You said it, not Kanu. So if Kanu was one that said it, then we will know. But he wasn't the one that said it. You said it. The one that said it.
Men in America, the Umadaka Highway in America. All of you.
My own is that stop. I don't want people to be writing junk. I ask you a simple question. I don't care who you are. You see, when I'm sitting on this seat here, it's called critical analysis, right? Biafra Apapa Media International is a critical. We stand here. What our job is to critical analyze things that people cannot put their mouth upon. My challenge tonight, give me one write-up or one audio or video where Kanu said, and I'll put. Accuse any individual of selling Mazzi Kanu. If you don't have it, you just bury your heads in the mud. This is not about sentiment or what you're writing junk on social media. I don't have the time for that.
You saw what they did. And another group of people are the Perimas, the autopilots, which is another say. These are 3 fronts that was marched out to destroy the IPOB structure. They fought the IPOB structure from all corners with black men. If all of you found out, all of them were working together before. The siblings of Mazzi Kanu was so much in love with the women in America. They are taking money, they're collaborating.
Do you know the funny thing? It's good. That's why I will take my time to analyze this. Ask Chida Samoru and Chike Doziem and all of this whole so-called DOS. Who was holding meeting between them and all this Umeh highway after Onyendu was rendition. It was Simon Ekpa. Zoom meeting that were held. That was where Simon Ekpa found out. See finish. How Simon Ekpa get to see them finish was because Simon Ekpa was the one conveying meeting, the so-called DOS. They told you to, when you woke up in the morning, pray, you should pray for them. Absurdity. Can you believe that Simon Ekpa was the one holding conveying meeting, and all of them will convey and talk about the issue and they say it's not under oath. That is where all these things started. And they said they were working together. Like I said, everything they do is because someone saying this, they don't know. You don't know this guy. All we know is we are projecting, assuming. Even though his which sister lives in Italy, that one is picture is available to everybody with his video. People knows who she is. Now China Samuel is in Australia. He finally made himself to abroad because he went to Kuwait. Kuwait wasn't his choice. It's where he found himself in the desert. But now he's in your form in Australia. With some people, the gullible ones that still all the money they collected, they didn't do nothing with it. So it's quite important people know where we're coming from. It was them. Like we said, 747,000 that was our former ESN account. They squandered that money, shared it among themselves. The records are there. They ask them, where is the Umeh account? They say, Onyendu approve. Our leader wife should have asked that question since she wanted to dabble into IPOB issues. If Onyendu wife came out and tell Biafrans farewell, as Onyendu said, but when they start meddling into IPOB, start sectioning people, then we will question your integrity. No equivocation, with all due respect. Because I didn't join IPOB because I look anybody in the face. Of course not. I know what I put behind me. You know, it's very important.
They are doing everything. They were also working with a Perima. They were all working with a Perima. They were all working.
Simon Ekpa issue was when Nelly projected him to be their leader. After KANU ignored them, then now they were beginning who is going to be their leader. Nelly, that is nowhere to be found. Where is Nelly today? No one knows. Where is Madam Oyibo? These people are going to think, the so-called asset recovering. They say Madam Nyanya must come and audit. Where are they today? What the problem arises when they say Simon will be the leader? All hell let loose. That was where the problem started. They all were together in the same thing. All of them were going to supercharge Enter Biafra. All of them, people that know them, screenshot their names. I'll tell my comrade to give me that. I will flash it. All of their names, all of their names was in the super chat of Simon Ekpa. That's how pathetic he was. But let him continue exposing himself.
And along the line, they said the enemies will come from one way, but they will all scatter from different ways. The Biafran land, the gods of Biafra land start to put confusion inside them. Their greed and envy start to manifest. Those who will control money. I want everybody to understand, if you're an IPOB, imagine that the leadership of IPOB is an IPOB. We don't know where IPOB money is. We don't know how much IPOB has. Because sometimes you want to talk about it, they blackmail you. Oh, they have come for money. They are allies for money.
The issue is this. You don't know. As if it is something you didn't know how IPOB fund was. Why didn't you ask this question when Mazzi was here? He didn't know. But all the money you guys have been collecting, he didn't know. Chikedozem was getting paid 2,000 euros in Germany. You didn't know where IPOB money was going. You guys are privy to IPOB worldwide account in Germany. You guys publish it to the world. So you know. You know. Number one, Italy. You guys went to Italy and hijacked Italian account. That you guys went to open the housing office. You know how much was there? 747,000, you know. Umeh account. How much do you recover there? You know. You see, one thing is certain is that Biafrans need to be very, 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 very aware. That's why I say we will not allow anybody to misinform our people. Telling you that when you wake up, you pray to death. It's the worst thing that can happen to our people. The people that already told DSS to kill us and can somebody somewhere telling you to worship those people. That is something I don't know how to process it in my mind. I'm here to advise, so I'm here because I'm using the word they say is what I'm going at.
You are being blackmailed. Nobody in the leadership of IPOB knows what IPOB has. It is only left for Kalonta, MAZI, and the NNAMDI. They are the people who know the money.
Can I ask something in this thing you said now?
Yes.
You know one thing. That's why our leader wife need to listen to this and educate herself. It is important. I didn't do it. She did it to herself. Oh. Our leader wife, I'm telling you, you need to listen to this particular voice and advise yourself. All of us remember 2015. The same thing. You know the job of China Sanwo-Olu, what Clifford was doing. And I can tell you, see all this remnant, all this renegade of 2015, including Umeh and Co. They are somewhere, all of them are taking shot on our leader. Remember when Chika Uduanya said that IPOB realized $1 million on our defense fund. That was what they were grabbling then. When Doyondi came out and Madam Anya sent that account, the statement of account, and they called it out. We'll have the video. You know, all these things they talk about blackmail. I don't know if our leader wife have listened to China Sanwo-Olu's broadcast because he said he gave him a message. And I don't know what that message is. But everything this guy have do is to poke hand in your husband's face. We don't have two commanders, generals that control IPOB and her force. That position is only solely embedded in our supreme leader. That's it. Nobody else. But everything that MAZI is about is watching us and what we want. When you do wife, I'm asking you a question. Do you actually listen to China Sanwo-Olu? Or you have not listened to him? Maybe you haven't. But let's take it you haven't listened. But like I said, my job tonight is to call your attention on some flaws that you have made on your previous broadcast in the Biafra. It's important because that's where I'm going tonight. But when I'm playing this audio, I want you or somebody send it to you. So you listen. After listening to him, you have to go into sober reflection. It's important.
A global movement like this, do you think that it is okay for the leadership, even before MAZI NNAMDI was renditioned, for the leadership, the structure, the highest echelon?
Listen to me. Do you see how this is stark illiterate? Stark illiterate. Stark illiterate, for crying out loud. He said before now, leadership, higher echelon. Which leadership are you referring to? But if I may ask you, do you see how they're destroying their own self? Making mockery of themselves on a sacred place we normally used to worship before, because we no longer worship there. What we worship now is Biafra Radio. He's talking all these things as if they didn't know all these things before. Only said that no man should near our finance. Why didn't they challenge MAZI NNAMDI when MAZI NNAMDI was here? Onyendu wife, this message is for you. Did you hear what they questioning your husband? The Supreme Leader. Do you hear the questioning? The person that interviewed you on Sunday is talking to Onyendu directly. Listen.
After MAZI NNAMDI, not to know anything about finance, because situation like this can happen. Do you think it is something right, please? Because today it's a brutal exposure, please.
MAZI, let me tell you, in this struggle, for me, I bring my money. I put my money.
Yeah, show us receipt where you put your money. You don't know where IPOB money goes to. But Chike Doziem, your boss, is being paid 2,000 euro. So where is that money coming from? Do you see how evil humans are? You know, it's good. It's good. Let's listen to it.
I go for messages. I do travel on behalf of IPOB. Ask them. They never paid me back. There are people who have traveled, go assignment for IPOB. They never paid. Nobody ever paid. Nobody. But it is not right, Mazzi. In the real sense, it is not right. And most of you can find out the attitude the siblings of Mazzi Nnamdi Kanu have meted out to Chike Doziem during these 3 years. Mazzi Nnamdi Kanu was not. Let me give you an example. As Mazzi Nnamdi Kanu was inside, a social can say, go and make fundraising. Then Mazzi Chike Doziem, they will put his name on flyers. Mazzi Chike Doziem will go out to do the fundraising. He will speak to our people, encourage them to raise money. Do you understand me? To raise money for the struggle. After raising money, as a head of directorate, who have the authority, because he's a gentleman, and gentleman to the
Do you know the misconception and idiocy that are raveling these animals? Yeah. You see, you call him general, call him all whatnot name. It is quite bizarre that we sit down and see all this thing unravel. Right now, what this guy is analyzing here makes me it turns my stomach for one, because every IPOB member, we all pay support about, including Chike Doziem. I have you are going to pay about Chike Doziem about the structure of IPOB that comes out of his mouth. But one thing I want to say before he continues that you can see how they're dragging it because they created a cabal. That's why they quickly to mention autopilot to give them the edge, because nothing else they will come out and talk is the attacking the one they call autopilot. Like I said, I never use that word. I know there's gone to IPOB members there, and that's full stop. I'll leave it there. Right now, all these things he's saying, it's like a coordinator that created a zone. Now, questioning wants to know where IPOB money is going. Chike Doziem is a principal servant, head of directorate of state. Madam NNAMDI is head of finance. Chukwudi Form is head of media. Every of them are working on their own department. But who is overseeing finance, Madam Anya? It concerns Madam NNAMDI with Mazzi Nnamdi Kanu, nothing to do with Chike Doziem. Because coordinators don't question how much we realize. The same thing goes to Chike Doziem. So do you see where you guys are getting everything wrong? This is where that the world will sit down and laugh the hell out of, because you guys have compromised. The one that is anchoring it is a very nobody. I wish somebody will get picture of that animal. That baboon. I wish somebody will get picture of Jonathan if he's a human being. Because I believe that any man that is in this struggle that hiding their face is an animal. That can come out openly on camera and speak. Anybody that says is fighting for freedom, especially talking on the radio, you don't know who that person is. Even myself, I blame myself ever call on radio speak to that animal. Because a lot of things that happen now have to question every damn thing going on. Because we believe that these people believe in the oath we took. So all of us take people for what they said because we are under oath. But listen to what they are talking about. Chike Doziem talk to our people. And so what? People created zone. People galvanize from grassroots, mobilize people. They don't know. They don't have to know. You don't have to know. We are freedom fighting. What's everything? That's what it is. It's not about Chike Doziem, Madam NNAMDI in head of finance. So what is the problem?
The gentleman was so too much. He will ask them. For example, he partake in a fundraising in America where the head of finance is there. After the fundraising, maybe he may speak to them for some couple of minutes, 45 minutes, encourage them, and after he left, expecting that at the end of the fundraising, at least he will be informed that in this fundraising, $10,000 was Where is this mad woman in America they call Nelly? She go mad. All those things was things they were doing to destroy IP.
Yeah, the woman was mad, but when the woman started attacking NNAMDI with Darlington, he didn't do anything. Chikrezen didn't do anything. She's a member of head of the DOS, but all of you were there, said nothing because you guys were the one that engineered the whole attack on Madam Anya. But when she now turned against all of you, that's the mad woman. Do you see how the world? Because you see, karma is real, and everything you do revolves back to you. That is the what you guys have to take out from Nelly and co. But all of you were there watching all this event, said nothing, said nada.
These are all the juju they were doing to destroy the IPOB, her nakedness, for you people to see the length they could go to destroy the leadership of IPOB. And I will not exempt the in-law to Mazzi NNAMDI KANU, the father of Mazzi NNAMDI KANU's wife. He is part of this conspiracy. He is the one, whatever they plan.
I hope, please, somebody do me a favor. Somebody can tag our leader wife. If somebody can tag UCHECHI, please. Because it is important she listen to what Chinasaworu said about his own father. Biological father gave back to him. I would like him to hear. Because this is crucial. This is why every sensible human being needs to take a 3-step back and look at who is talking to you. Let's listen to what he's saying about our leader's wife, father, which I'm going to buttress it with the memo they pull, a Joffo pull, against her father. Because what we are here is that we will resist any misinformation going forward. They have done enough to our people. That is where our land is desolate. You cannot come and say, Onyendu said. Onyendu have a legal team that can deliver message organically to IPOB and Biafrans at large, and they've done it numerous times. And I think that's the only way we can get message that is organic from our leader. If Onyendu send his wife to say hi to Biafrans, say hi and go to sleep. You cannot extend and say what you are not allowed to say. So I want somebody to tag our leader's wife to listen to Chinasaworu.
He comes out and said to some coordinators, give them that, hey, Mazzi NNAMDI KANU, he don't work with this DOS again. He was the one engineering some talk on the background. When they took him and went for one oracle, and he swore with them, with the family siblings of Mazzi NNAMDI KANU, they give him some things to drink. After that, he become a conspirator to destroy IPOD, to destroy Chinasaworu and Chike Doziem. That man. And after he have done the job for them, now he's down. May Chukwu Okikabiyama help him.
Biafrans, do you know who Chinasaworu is talking about? He's talking about, Chinasaworu have done it all. It's not even because of our leader's wife. Let me put her in a, it's not, I'm not going to really talk about our leader's wife on this occasion. But talking to somebody that is in-law to Mazzi NNAMDI KANU on this manner. I mean, I just want people to bear me witness because it is quite disheartening. That is why tonight I'm going to play a lot of audios for our leader's wife to listen. Before I will go into her own audio, the message he brought, as he said, that Onyendu says, speak like a mother. Because I will ask her question. Very, very important. This is not this time, we have when she come to the Biafra and broadcast the first time we stream it, and if you deliver a good message, we will praise you. But without being biased and without trying to, but when you go against your own biological parents, then there is something fundamental wrong. And this is what Chinas Sanwo said about your father. The same people you told Biafrans that when they woke up in the morning, they should pray to them. This is misleading information. Falsehood is what we must say not. I don't care who said it. Because that is why Biafra land people are dying in our land today because of falsehood. This is what they said about your father.
Do to these people that we want to protect IPOB. They seize the funds for IPOB to move forward. When they have seized the fund, withdraw all their monies, they turn around.
You know what? I will stop this audio here on Chinas Sanwo's audio for tonight. I will continue this on episode 0012 because the pertinent issue is about Chinas Sanwo talking about Onyendu's in-law, which is our leader's wife's father.
To destroy the leadership of IPOB. He will ask them. For example, and I will not exempt the in-law to Mazzi NNAMDI KANU, the father of Mazzi NNAMDI KANU's wife.
I hope our leader wife is listening because he made it, you know, the insult is so enormous that he cannot even digest it. The insult is not about our leader, it's directly to Onyendu. It's not about his daughter. This is an insult to our leader. To insult a nobody. And he want me to close my mouth over my dead body. That means I'd rather die tonight. What that's one oath for? What is the oath for? What is the oath for? To see the truth and walk away from it? Or could have conduct give me the right to speak with irrefutable evidence. Listen, I want you to repeat again. Tag UCHECHI. Very important.
He is part of this conspiracy. He is the one, whatever they plan, he comes out and say to some coordinators, give them that, hey, Mazzi NNAMDI KANU, he don't work with this DOS again. He was the one engineering some talk on the background. When they took him and went for one oracle, and he swore with them, with the family, siblings of Mazzi NNAMDI KANU, they give him some things to drink. After that, he become a conspirator to destroy IPOD, to destroy Chinas Sanwo and Chike Doziem. That man. And after he have done the job for them, now he's down. May Chukwu Okike help him.
Thank you. That man, he referenced Onyendu's father-in-law. This is an advice to a word to our leader's wife. I hope she listens. Now, I want to remind our leader's wife what has been said about Oku Kanu family. Based on those media warriors she was present, I need to show her all this video before I will go to her audio. Then I will talk about, I will analyze her audio tonight. Without no prejudice. I will start where they're discussing about Israel Oku Kanu Palace. I want to remind her tonight. Maybe she have not listened to it. I just, her father that gave birth to her was mocked by Chinas Sanwo. He tell Biafrans that he brought message to Chinas Sanwo and tell Biafrans that when they woke up in the morning, they should pray for DOS. That's the word that come out of her mouth. I want it to be justified.
Is just a bad market. I don't know where they adopted him from. They should have chosen another town. They look around. The only person they see is KANU. Had to look at international. Now look at what we have.
UCHECHI, this is a direct insult to Geze. And your father-in-law, you claim that he saw in your dream. The reason why I'm playing this audio tonight, because I want to ask you a fundamental question. You know, we are Igbos, so we have a culture. Like me, I'm the first son of my father. Onyendu is the first son. So after Onyendu is KANU. as the tradition requires. This is what has been said about your husband, because, you know, as our tradition requires, KANU Takan is your husband. They can live in, you can live if you like, live in heaven. But as long as Igbo tradition remains, anybody that was married in their family must be loyal to the whole family. And that is who we are. Nobody's asking that. But this is people sat down on the same radio Biafra you went, discussing and mocking your family that you're included in it. Are these people you're giving accolade? I'm just asking a question. Like I said, this program, somebody should tag our leaders' wife. It's important.
Brought upon ourselves. Yeah. So the thing is, it's not. I don't know why people are saying, if you are indeed the son of Ezu, how come your father, in your junior ones, blues or Gabriel, how possible is that? So I don't know, whoever that give birth to KANU that should come and take back your child. Because you guys can take the money. Don't take the child away from them. Because this guy is disintegrating our land. He's disintegrating the balance. Well, but
Biafra National.
Very soon, I know the number of people in the powers, the president, not in the powers, I know all this. But I never want to say it. You are the power now. Even if you are president of the Union, what do you do? I said, I never know. You don't matter. You don't have to show.
Listen, this video is important. People must not listen, because a lot of people think we've forgotten. We don't forget things. We keep every evidence intact. What brought back all these memories is based on our leaders' wife utterances that contradict and contravene the norms and the deeds of this evil man. That's why I'm playing all this video. So I want people to pay attention. Anyway, this is the background is so noisy. Let me go to the third one. I'm just gonna quickly tell it too noisy.
National.
What is that? We need to operate to punish right. And that's what makes you a human. So I want to cover to the future. Then I say, wait, because Mazzi, the reason why they want to remove this story, it's all about money, because Congress will not allow them to do any part. Congress will not allow them. So one
now, I will leave it there. All this very, very, very horrible production. Can't even hear what they're saying. The first audio I played was very, very important. And what he said, it was a direct to KANU Takano and direct to the parents of Mazzi NNAMDI Kanu, questioning the paternity of KANU Takano and things that have been said on that audio. I hope our leader wife hears it. I don't know if that makes sense to her. If her dad being attacked by China Sanwo that she didn't know about it, or she still give them accolade. Now, before we go into her audio, there's an audio I want to play about Chike Dozem, and to confirm of Benjamin Imabub what Onyendu told him, and China Sanwo knowing that Onyendu was kidnapped. I want to embed all these things in this program, so it will be easy for our leader wife to probably, when she have time, she might listen to it and maybe she will retrace her step. Or if you don't have nothing to say, better she don't say anything at all.
Answer that question, because if I don't, it will be as if there is anything I'm hiding. Now listen. When William as well gave instruction that Simon Eber should be given a slot, and I repeat the word, a slot on Radio Biafra to broadcast like Mazzi is broadcasting here today, a slot like Jonathan will broadcast, a slot like Ike Peters will do, a slot like our Malaysia coordinator, a slot like KH, all of them, a slot. And then we said, first of all, that instruction came from Oyindu to Barrister Ejiofor. Barrister Ejiofor delivered that message properly, in the sense that he delivered to the leadership. But then he went ahead and also passed that message to Master Simon.
Listen, you see, when people are not being sincere to themselves, because of he couldn't man up to tell Ejiofor that what Ejiofor did was wrong. He's claiming his leadership. So Mazzi NNAMDI kind of gave Ejiofor message. If Ejiofor was not there to disrupt IPOB, to destroy IPOB, because people must understand two things that have rocked IPOB was sit at home and the pronouncement of Simon saying that they only do asking to take over the Biafra. And a lot of people felt that why would they stop Simon, because the message came from the lawyer. Chief Kedosium is confirming it here. But the same thing, the why I'm playing this audio, I want our leader wife to be careful when he delivers a message, because it's detrimental. Ejiofor take message that he was meant to deliver to one source and gave the message to this person that was supposed to pass it to the person that Onyendu wanted him to do something for. He gave the message for the both sides. So, and the whole thing is a mess. That is what Ejiofor has been doing. The enemy within IPOB that disrupt IPOB, but this is the people you are giving accolade. That is where we have issues here. And we cannot allow such thing to sell anymore. It's not going to happen. I will still allow Chief Kedosium to finish, because he wants to make a point about, to answer China's question about where IPOB finance is going. He should ask Chief Kedosium, where was he getting paid from, if he doesn't know where our finance was going to.
By himself. Now we have a head of department of media, like we have departments under the EOS, and they all have heads that are heading them. The information that was given, the message from Oyindu that was given to us by Barrister Ejiofor was given not to Mazzi or former directly, because the time difference between Australia where he is and here was different. So probably was still sleeping. But that message was given to one of us in the DOS, and we were waiting for Mazzi Chinasanworu, who received that message from Mazzi from Barrister to wait for Barrister for a former to get up for him to give him that information. So
do you see how messy this guy is? Show you that the man is utterly confused. I don't understand where these people come from, man. Jesus Christ.
That a former will follow it up as we follow our procedures. But before we know it, that information was already in the public through our brother Mazzi Simon.
Yeah, because you failed to tell Biafrans the truth. Because if you could have fought at Ejiofor, but somebody was pointing finger for people who have not done anything. Because any other barrister within Onyendu of today, all the people that brought message, their message is legal presented to Biafrans. He said it verbally. This is how it's been destructive, because he came out and told Biafrans he's most trusted. This is the problem. But because you guys were working as a team, he tried to cover up the mess that he's done. I have drowned into till tomorrow morning. And that is the purpose. We don't want our leader white to repeat the same mistake that has been made. He must retrace her steps. That's what we're saying.
Announced it already, and the confusion began. First of all, that was contrary to our
confusion. Thank God he used the word confusion, because a Jofo brought all the confusion in IPOB. A Jofo, I don't know if our leader's wife know that a Jofo, and let me clarify about a Jofo here, because it's important. I said as we move forward, I'm going to get to our leader's wife audio. A Jofo was mentioned in the United Kingdom. There's a meeting that I held here in 2016, January 9 to be precise. KANU was in that meeting. And what I knew, it was in a Jofo. UCHECHI father was one that recommended a Jofo. So I don't know how the man has become an evil man. And now the daughter now is now dilly-dallying with this man that is against his dad. Is it kind of something that we need to weigh and see if there's something, because, you know, because anything China Sanwo-Olu says is what they have done. That they took their father to some herbalist and some Shira, and they sworn an oath. Maybe he's telling us what they have done. You know, the reversely. I think when people start thinking, that's why critical analysis, we dive into things that people cannot think about. Because we don't just talk, but we wear into words and try to, you know, to uproot things that people cannot even, we think from subconscious minded. That's why it's critical analysis. So it is quite important, you know. But thank God he said confusion began. Every single confusion. So I don't know how Mazzi will hold a Jofo at high stream. And I don't know how Nyendu will host a failed lawyer. But I will come to that. But let's finish with what this man is saying.
Our procedures, but that was not the issue. We overlooked it. And then a meeting was called. A meeting was called where the head of media was there, and some other 2 people were there, or 3. And myself, as head of directorate, I came to witness how the discussion will go. And in that discussion, after they told Simon that yes, Oyindu gave this instruction, but of course these things normally should have followed that process. But let's forget it now. If you are going to be part of this broadcasting,
this could have followed normal procedure. You fell the day you started saying in Radio Biafra. I'll play your audio on 23rd March 2021. Go and listen to yourself there. I would advise you, go listen to that broadcast and listen to every other broadcast you made after that. When the Kaaba emerged, when it comes to Radio Biafra, when you were still following the instruction of Mazzi, it wouldn't cost you more than 30 minutes to deliver, because you're delivering a message. You are not imputing. You cannot spend more than 1 hour if you've been delivered a message that's given to you. But you can see, a Jofo is the architect of anything that have happened. Even what is happening in Biafra land today is a Jofo. He just said it that a Jofo gave the message to China Sanwo-Olu. So he's his right-hand man. That is why he couldn't come and announce it. But China Sanwo-Olu said, I will come and announce it, even though Onyendu said no. Because you can see how you question Onyendu. It respect everything that Onyendu has. Everything Onyendu has worked hard for is what China Sanwo-Olu wants. He wants Onyendu's position. But his wife is saying that he's telling you to pray for them when you wake up in the morning. Not even to pray for Onyendu, but pray for them in TOS. That's what our dear wife told us. We're getting into somewhere.
If you are going to be given a slot to broadcast, there are procedures. There are documents that you need to sign. Document of rules and regulations guiding the media department. The undertaking that every principal officer signed, both those in the media, and of course our code of conduct, that these documents will remain available to him.
Code of conduct that you don't abide to. Isn't it pathetic? It's good. Like I said, all your words, we kept them for you, and we will serve it when it's called.
And for him to look to it and sign. Simon said, no, he would not sign.
Anyway, the reason why I play this particular audio is for people to understand the gravity of misinformation. The gravity of misinformation. And it's go directly to our leader's wife. The Jofo, you giving her call it. He said it here. He said the confusion began, but he could not admit that confusion was a Jofo that created it. Because if a Jofo didn't speak to Simon Ekpa, that it comes from the whomever that is in charge of media, which is a former, call Simon. Onyendu said, we will give you a slot, and this is how you go about it. Simon wouldn't come out and shouting that Onyendu said take over the Biafra. It was what a Jofo told him, because it was a game plan. Just like as he went, when they said they give Onyendu bail in the court, at the end of the day, what happened? They stayed their court because a Jofo went and swore affidavits. The Supreme Court. One affidavit hearsay, just like what you have just done on Sunday. And I'm going to ask you some fundamental questions when I get to your own audio. Now, let's move to, I want to confirm what Benjamin Imadibugu said about DOS before we finally come to your audio, man. And those that sold Mazzi in NNAMDI, it's very, very important. We'll have to touch it tonight. This program, I think, is going to be 2 hours, and I'm comfortable with it. I'm fine.
Our Media International.
Okay, continue.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I want you to pay attention. And if you listen to Onyendu's live broadcast on Sunday, if you listen to that broadcast, if you're a media person, you understand, because I'm broadcasting, you won't hear any noise. So if something is on the background, I will know. There's a microphone that can suppress, and even if suppressed, but the way your intermediary will tell me if you're looking to somebody or somebody is talking to you, or you're looking to a script. If you go listen to that broadcast, our leader wife did, you find out she wasn't the one speaking. It was scripted. Because you will see her, there's a place you take over 30 seconds, she didn't say anything. You know when she asked him IPOB, what's IPOB stand for? All those stammerer shows you that it's not what she's supposed to be doing in theory. I'm just analyzing it. I say, like, my job is to analyze. Now, on this occasion, Benjamin Imadibugu will struggle for 8 months to go and see Onyendu, because a Jofo signed MOD with the DSS that nobody shall see Onyendu without passing through him. That is why the doctors and everything, even his fellow legal team, have to subdue them whenever they want them to go there. But when everything was exhausted, then it allowed him to go and see Onyendu. Even though when he allowed him to see Onyendu, he still bring him and put him under supervision in his office and put him on the camera, Facebook Live to speak. Pay attention when he's telling him to continue talking. So the same thing now, I'm showing this to us to go back to what happened on Sunday. It's important.
Okay, continue.
A Jofo voice, he said, continue. A Jofo voice in his office. This is a Jofo's office. Tell him, continue. To supervise what he was saying. But guess what? Chukwuka does not sleep. Like we told them, they will confess. And once they speak, social media does not forget. Internet is very powerful. It's a global village. Unless you don't utter that word. Once you utter it, you will grab it. And that's the end of it.
Because of stop us at home. stop immediately. Go here where he went. Then when I continue, let me sit at home. Upon the announcement,
did the onye ndu tell you about this at home? Because you're blaming people. But he didn't tell us about the genesis of sit at home. At least Benjamin in Madmu, when you know I've spoken to you and you want to deliver a message to us, you don't need to confirm this to you. You should have told us. It's important. Like I said, misinformation will not allow it to wash. Now, I will go to Onyendu's wife broadcast, you know, the ones we picked up to talk about. You know, what we are doing here is not in any shape or form to, you know, to degrade our leader's wife. We love her. We believe that she's being manipulated. And my utmost respect and regards still remain the way it is. But tonight, I'm pointing out the obvious. I'm pointing out the obvious to you. The audio says where your father was molested by China Sanworu. And I will show you where Ejiofor himself wrote the same thing China Sanworu said about your father. As I'm carrying on to do what I'm supposed to do. 1 second. My job is to make sure that everything is being in a very now. This is a write-up from Ejiofor. I don't know if you've seen it. The only thing we are doing tonight is to call your attention, ma. Some people call you First Lady. It's fine, but you remain Lolo UCHECHI KANU, the lovely wife of Mazzi, our Queen Mazzi and KANU. But tonight, I will just try to to point you to the right direction, as you have heard. China Sanworu, lambasted your dad. Your dad is still. I think your mom passed. I remember when her burial, but your dad is still there. Now, on this particular write-up, this write-up was what he deems as how the plot orchestrated by Lawyer Ejimako, Nemeke Ejiofor, Maxwell, Bara, and NNAMDI KANU siblings has severely damaged Mazzi NNAMDI KANU legal case, the untold truth. And the place I highlighted green is where he mentioned your father. But if you permit me, I would like to read from the beginning. He said, these individuals, driven by excessive ambition, selfishness, have restored to deceitful tactics such as lies, blackmail, and voodoo to achieve their goals. Aloy Ejimako, Nemeke Ejiofor, Maxwell Opala, in their quest to dominate as a legal counsel, as a lead counsel at all costs, have discarded the well-being of their clients, Mazzi NNAMDI KANU, collaborating with Mazzi NNAMDI KANU's father-in-law, Udozi, I might say, Anyanwa, who harbored a grudge against Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. They conspired to undermine KANU's defense. And he goes on to say, Mazzi NNAMDI KANU's siblings, driven by financial gain, have also played a destructive role by targeting Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, whom they see as an obstacle to their monetary interest. I will stop it there. I know probably you haven't seen it. The reason why I'm going this deep and explaining, like this is the critical, this is Biafra Alpha Power Media International. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to use your words to analyze what you have said. But having said that, all the things he said, my problem is misinformation to our people. You have to put that in perspective because you have cost lives and livelihood. Biafra land today the way it is because of people who choose otherwise, they did otherwise. You have not commented on it. You might point finger to people, and that is why you should not speak up. You should not speak of it. You're not in position to speak on that. It's beyond you. And I have to tell you why. Now, let's listen to your voice for a minute.
Alpha Power Media International.
Catholic Church demanded that Martin Luther repudiate his attack on the authority of popes and councils. If you catch up on what Martin Luther was on about then, Martin Luther refused to recant. He refused. He said, "I will not recant anything, for to go against my conscience is neither right nor safe, nor would I compromise. Here I stand. I cannot do otherwise." Of course, his intransigence was based on the divinity of his positions when defining what was right. There was no room for compromise. This firmness had profound long-term consequences, of course. So I, UCHECHI, will never, ever compromise when it comes to the truth. I don't care if you're my father, if you're my mother, if you're whoever you are, I will stand on the truth.
It is very important that you make this particular assertion, and it shocks me. Like you say this, and given the evidence of what this men have done to you, directly to your father and to yourself as well, because whatever that mattered to Ukano family, now you bear Ukano family. Not Onwa, is it Anyang, not Anyang anymore. You said it doesn't matter, and you need to tell us what is the truth. I want you to ponder to this. Because when I had this word, I got goosebumps all over my body. Your father and your mother, your late mother, you didn't make a reference to your late mother. I don't know why. But like I said, I'm asking a question. I wouldn't say more than this. That is why I started this program, playing audios, to redirect your attention. Maybe, like I said, maybe you are naive and confused when you were saying this. Because to me, judging your voice, it's like, it's like something you're doing. You want to do it, you don't want to do it. But to be honest, it is not worth doing, especially when it comes to do with family. I just take it that you said you stand by the truth. And what is that truth you stand by? I have played so many voices tonight. And it will do you good for you to listen, just like listen to your program. Listen to this for once. Maybe you have not heard what these men have done. It is important. I will continue.
Because I'm of the spirit. Because in the Mogakubu. For those operating outside of IPOB structure, you are not part of this family. And for those who want to be part of this great family known all over the world.
To be honest, our boss lady or whatever ascribed to you, you are not in position to make these words you're making. This word is beyond you. To be honest, I'm gonna tell you, Katik, and I have my reason. I'm an IPOB member here in United Kingdom. That's number one. Number two, I'm aware that you are not a member of IPOB here in the UK, unless later part, unless maybe yesterday. But you're not. Because those that are saying that IPOB is not a family business, I always tell them. Because the woman they're pointing finger is to KANU. KANU lives in Germany. And even Chike doesn't open his mouth. He knows that I don't live in Germany. They confirm it is a member there. But what you're just saying now, is it what Onyenu asked you to say at this particular point in time in IPOB? That's my question, because I will go. I will leave it there. You need to go back and listen to yourself.
You can only function under the authority and ordinance of the DOS. First of all, I want to thank you all for having us in your good thoughts. To those who genuinely show love, the dream I had on the 27th of March, For the very first time, my father-in-law came to me. I told Onyendu the dream. So Papa came to me for the very first time. In fact, some days before the 27th of March, I was speaking, and I was just speaking because I usually speak to spirits. I just speak. And I said, "Oh, Papa, I've never seen you since you left." And the next night, he appeared to me. I will not explain, I will not tell the beginning of the dream, but I went into the house. I was told the house was blocked from entrance. And I said, well, damn the consequences, and I jumped over. I went into the house.
You know, this thing you're explaining here have a lot of meaning. I'm an Igbo man. And the dream he had that the house was blocked, and he down the consequences and jump into this inside the house. It doesn't happen in Igbo land. That's number one. Number two, I'm just analyzing what he said. You know, I'm not adding, I'm not extracting. Based on your words. Number two, Onyendu dad appears to you, but you don't respect your own father that is still living here with you. I don't understand how this add up. That's my own opinion. Because if your father's still here and somebody insulting your dad before your face, and those people are people you're telling people to pray for. But you need to tell us what Israel KANU told you in the dream, because I played the voices of what they said against him. He never attended it. That's why I say you should never get involved in issue of IPOB beyond your own standard, based on Onyendu wife. He went to see Onyendu, come and tell Biafra from our leader is okay, he's still doing fine, send his greetings. That's all. You don't dabble into IPOB's internal affair. Because you don't hold any office in IPOB. You don't. I Judge Umeh said it. You don't hold no office in IPOB. Onyendu gave you instruction. What you didn't say, Onyendu said. It is what you're saying. And I'm aware that you're not a member of IPOB in here in United Kingdom. I live here. So I know.
How? No matter what the gain is, what the goal is. Because there must be a goal. Now, those are the two points that I mentioned, myself and my husband talked about. Another thing we talked about is the movement, the legal team issue. So there is actually no problems there. There shouldn't be any either. Things change. Things metamorphose into other things, and then.
Well, you are the one making a problem. Because I don't know, like I said, you live here in United Kingdom. Onyendu lives here as well before she married you. So I don't know why it's a problem when someone changes their attorney or change jobs. I don't know when that is an issue. I don't know which dictionary says it's a problem, and I don't know why you have to explain it. And the Yasky that you use to determine 95% of Biafrans, you know, I'm gonna allow to talk, but I mean, who cares? Who cares? Onyendu made a decision, and that's what I teach last week. This is what our conduct said, our code of conduct. That's why this conversation is beyond you. You shouldn't dabble into this. That's a wrong move. It's a wrong move, and I will say it without everything in me. I'm saying it. You can't talk about IPOB on the manner. This man bundle you out, and he come out and speaking on issues that he should never, ever speak about. He can address us based on encouragement. He don't section. He don't.
And improvements are made. Life is about continuous improvement. So back to the movement. Onyendu and I spoke about the movement to a reasonable extent. In fact, Onyendu started these conversations, just like I said. We talked about how the DOS has held the front of the movement over these years, fighting manipulations of the Nigerian government. He mentioned his anger on how people had the audacity to meddle in the affairs of ESN.
Now, this is where it becomes critical, because now you're going into things that I have to say this, to be honest, is uncalled for. All this is saying, because number one, what you just said about DOS, right? I'm not saying Mazzi and KANU wouldn't press DOS or whatever. There's some DOS member that still abiding Onyendu's instruction. I want to take you back on 2015. We have this issue before, so it's not an alien to us. And don't forget, we were here when all these things happened, and we're still here. So, based on my experience on IPOB, what you are saying is unfathomable. Based on my experience, because I mean, I'm over 10 years now in IPOB, right? And it is pertinent that our people pick up something, because when you're speaking, people are listening. What Onyendu told you, concerning what DOS is doing and those meddling in ESN, but you're not being specific. That is why I said, when you're addressing a nation, you don't speak in riddles. You must have your facts right. That is why those that give you this script should have thought wisely. In fairness, because it's damaging. That's why I'm taking my time on this, just to pass the message across to you, just to be wary of what has happened.
Now, if you recall vividly, the very first time I came on the radio in 2022, it is abiding by the ordinance of IPOB, which stems from the DOS. That is number one. Number two, has been for people to stop meddling in the affairs of ESN. It is sad that ESN was kept in a certain way, and as soon as Onyendu was taking, they kicked in, attacking these pillars of IPOB. DOS is a pillar of IPOB, and ESN has become a pillar also of IPOB. And what other pillar does IPOB have?
Do you see where the blonde do you know now that she's with somebody where she's doing this? Does this now tell you that our leader wife was not in her right senses when she's making all this talking this? I don't know what to call it. She's asking somebody a question. Why she's live on air? She was talking to somebody. Is he talking to me? You're addressing, hypothetically, you're addressing Biafrans and you're asking for IPOB pillar. Let me educate you a little bit, because I have to tell you this. The DOS you're talking about, because you use the word leadership. I don't know if you speak to your husband properly, because I'm aware that you're not, if you're a member of IPOB, maybe you've gone through our oath, because we take that same oath, then you have read our code of conduct, then you will understand what I'm saying, with all due respect. Now, you're asking about pillar. We have only one pillar that holds in IPOB. Everything falls in. Everything falls in. And the supreme leader of that particular pillar you're looking for is your husband. What he says stays. Whatever Onyendu say goes. No, there's no other leadership. There's no other leadership you're looking for anywhere. All these people you're seeing around, this didn't happen. Even when we have deputy, things happen. You are in UK here now. So why now? Some of us was here, and what happened? Nothing. You were here. All of us were living here in the United Kingdom. You know what happened. So which pillar are you looking for? Do you see that she was with somebody where she was doing this broadcast? That's something I want her to know. That's why I use the word naive and confused. You can't do this to ourselves. Let alone Onyendu be locked up. Now you want to drag the family of KANU family, their name in the mud, for sake of you want to please people, and jeopardize everything we are doing by coming to say things that we're not asking you to say. You asking a question. Who are you asking? Me? How many pillars IPOB have? The IPOB have 1,000 pillars. Start counting them.
Media. So this three triangular points of IPOB was being attacked. Why? Because when you destroy these 3 points, there will be no IPOB anymore. IPOB will be gone. Then all the people who lost their lives would have been in vain. When you go to sleep, when you wake up, thank Chukwuka Biama for the DOS and thank him for the ESN. Because you don't know, like they say in the spiritual realm, you sleep and you wake up.
Madam, I thank God, beg you, please, our leader's wife, you don't need to do this. This thing you're doing is childish. To be honest, very, very, very childish. Our people I know a lot of people are there. People are not happy. But somebody have to say something. Not in a disrespectful manner. That's why we are pointing out the wrong thing that you have said. ESN was formed. Everybody know why ESN was formed. And ESN still remain what it is. And they talk about people infiltrating ESN. The people that infiltrating ESN are interfering in ESN. If everybody stay put in their position, there wouldn't have been issue in ESN. But people claiming that their commander were not commander when Onyelu was here. He started hearing commander when Onyelu was kidnapped. You have not asked yourself question, why is somebody claiming commander now where your husband is being locked up? Why your husband make it clear to the whole world? And he telling us to pray for DOS and pray for their own gang of criminals they have created. Can you give us one thing they have done since Onyelu was rendition that have drive this cause forward? My question to you, Madam UCHECHI, can you tell Biafrans that you tell them to go home every morning they pray for ESN, that ESN of Chike, Doziem, and Chinas and Woru, not of MAZI, NNAMDI, and IPOB? And what have they done to push this struggle forward? He had previous audio. Chike, Chinas and Woru is telling DSS, since they didn't kill your husband in Kenya, they should now murder him in DSS dungeon. Nothing will happen. And you're saying this to people? I think you're not on. I hope you're not on. You are not on anything. I just want to be sure.
You walk. If your eyes are open to the spirit world and you see what happens, you probably will pass out. You faint. When you know how much this DOS has put in, you know how much places that they have been.
Listen, can you tell us one place they have gone? I posted a picture this afternoon about KANU, places that meant things that IPOB. Do you know one thing that baffles me is that even when we had case in UK here, we went to the court, which even when we went to that court, it was streamed. Probably I don't know, maybe you're ill or not. I don't question why. But what am I saying in essence is that you didn't show up there. You know what I mean? So but let me leave that there. But excuse me. I'm just trying to. You know what? Let me just.
You will say a thank you prayer every morning to God for keeping this DOS. So I told Onyendu how they have stood and fought and held the front. And like I said, he's giving me the message for them. So today, Nigerian government has seen that they have seen the failure of their stooge, the stooge descent, which Onyendu also agreed that had they not sent this person considered to have barely escaped Trisomy 21. Do you know what Trisomy 21 is? Trisomy 21. Trisomy 21. This person barely escaped it. So you may wonder, had they not used this person, they could have used, it could have been someone else. But they have gotten the IPOB treatment.
Oh my God.
And they have been put in their place. So now I am under the directive. So before you, or before the people who jump, I think I've gone 1 hour now, so I will rush this. I am under the directives of Onyendu Mazzi KANU to speak as a mother. And of course, I am a mother. And I have specific rules and limits which I use to promote effective discipline.
There is something I want to show our leader wife before I will continue with our voice. Because of what he said about the DOS. He cannot tell us that you don't know what is happening all this while. You can't tell Biafra and say you are not aware. Now praise them. I don't have issue with you. It's entirely up to you how you deem them. But you being misquoting your husband in sense that to people to believe that what you're saying is true, that is where I have an issue. Now, this memo here is the only legal stuff that we will believe. Number one. Number two is that this memo has not been acted upon. Didn't your husband actually tell you about this memo? Are you going to deny it? Because you started saying what Onyendu said. I will prove Simon Ekpa's a memo as well, written by Barrister Ejimako. So we have legal team that if Onyendu required anything to be done, legally, then it will be done. This is the Ejimako's memo. When Onyendu disassociated himself from the menace going on in Biafra land based on Simon, when Onyendu give him ultimatum. So I'm just showing all these things to remind you things you said, but you're giving this man accolade. So what you're saying is that Onyendu never mentioned any ill things these people have done, since you want to tell Onyendu what Onyendu tell you. But Benjamin Imumarimu said that Onyendu was angry because he told them to stop the sit at home. Are you aware that Onyendu, your husband, did not approve that sit at home, that he suspended it 72 hours before Chike Doziem and his gang of criminals defile your husband's direct order and call that sit at home that have cost over $1 million and livelihoods in Biafra land? Are you aware? I'm just trying to point you on the right direction so that you don't mislead our people. We will listen to you because you're Onyendu's wife, but we will not allow you to mislead us. That's my job tonight. I know it's hard, but somebody has to do it.
Like I mentioned earlier, if you don't introduce yourself, if you don't tell people who you are, they will not know. Some will encroach into your territory, some will cross their boundaries, and some just would misbehave. So when a mother chastises and advises her children, she sets specific rules and she sets limits to promote effective discipline. I don't like it when someone is not disciplined. I'm very, very, very finicky. You have to speak in a certain way. You have to behave in a certain way. That is why I don't have friends. I don't keep friends, because one misstep, I will tell you to just get out of my sight, and I don't want to see you again, and that's it.
Do you see why I say this matters is not in your own? It shouldn't be you speaking about it. You should have delivered the message. Maybe Onyendu asks you to tell Biafrans how he's faring. It will be understandable. You know, because the picture I put up here is the picture that surfaced on the 19th when the court proceeding was going on in Abuja. Ejiofor posted this picture saying you came to show the gratitude to them. I don't know what the gratitude is. Is it to go and thank them or thank Ezekome for collecting 90,000? Or you're not aware that we paid him $90,000 for sabotaging your husband? I just want to remind you, I want you to get all this information so that you make it, because since your father is involved, so I just have to voice out something that we know. Because your father has been insulted by these same individuals, but you said in your own word that you stand on the side of the truth. And I don't know what that truth is. You don't care if it's your father or your mother. So I get it. You know, so it's clear now, people know that something fundamentally wrong. And some people need to try to lay their hands on it. But where I have problem, or some of us have issue, is you quoting Onyendu. Because now, are you want to take the position of a Ejiofor to start causing confusion? Or now you want to, they brought you to come and do a damage control work, but it's not going to work because we will not allow it to work. It is absurdity that the day we were covering this last proceeding in Abuja, I think 19th of April. I don't know when he went to visit Onyendu. I think he visited Onyendu the previous day. But he's still in the zoo. But we are nowhere to be found in the court. I don't question you if you go to say hi to people. But allowing them to show the picture when Onyendu was in court, we will assume differently that you're in Nigeria. He didn't go there to witness that proceeding. He went to see Onyendu in the SS dungeon. Thank you for doing that. But what prevents you going to the court and sat down there and listen to that garbage? But you went to thank this criminal, these two criminals we are looking at here. As far as I'm concerned, he said that they give Onyendu bail. Did you tell Biafrans what happens? You read I thought you educated woman. Why don't you read it out for Biafrans? The reason why the stay of execution. He didn't say Biafrans. Since you now come out to tell us, we don't know. It is important. My job here is to redirect you. I'm here with due respect, and I know that a day will come. Leader will come out. My job I did here is to call your attention. And we still have that respect for you. But you need to respect yourself. Respect your husband's family. That's very important. You have to respect yourself and respect your husband's family. And respect can be accorded to you.
So there is this book that I read. It's about it aligns with my values. It aligns with my life. So I kept that in my head. It's about, I think that will be found in my book as well. It's about the art of strategy. When it talked about where I stand. So as a mother, I stand under specific rules and limits because I want to promote effective discipline. And how do I do that? I do not compromise when it comes to something that is right. I stand by it. My father-in-law, I'm just like my father-in-law. He tells you the truth. He likes the truth. He does not mess about. He does not beat about it. And that is it. He's a man of peace, or he was a man of peace.
And you know what? I quoted him on the beginning of this program because I remember vividly on the verge of all this in 2017. All Jews or KANU, after he went to visit Onyendu in Kujo prison, he went to visit our leader's parents. And that conversation was air. And they spoke like, they went to that palace because they don't carry themselves as kingship. But kingship is not about showing off. It's about your humility. I said it without any bias. Okukano family is a gift to Biafrans. It's something you see in a million years. People that can stand as a bunch of broom in this kind of pain. The two parents have died. You know, you're talking about your father-in-law is dead because of this struggle. That is why you should not say things you are not sure. Very, very important. It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
I am a woman of peace, but it does not mean that I cannot war you. I have war in me. I have war.
Now, all these things our little wife is saying, listen to her voice and what she's saying. All these things are mothered, right? I got my mom. And it's emotion. And that's why they have now turned her into a willing tool. That is why I said to you, you speak like a mother, but not dabbling into IPOB affair. IPOB has a code of conduct that governs IPOB, which is instituted by your husband. Very, very important. And that is what guides us. It's not about feelings or motherly feelings. We don't operate by feelings. We operate by law. And our law is quasi. Those people you're praising, my question to you, are they following your husband's instruction? Because you say anybody is not following DOS. DOS is one. And who is DOS? Mazzi Nankan is DOS. DOS is Mazzi Nankan. So when Chike Doziem is, let them send you, or if you don't have, I will email it to you. Your Onyendu's wife. Since you want to quote us, go and read our code of conduct. I don't know if you have taken notes. Because you must take oath before you have that code of conduct. As a member. I know you asked you to speak like a mother, but you didn't speak like one, to be fair. I want you to finish up, so I think the video is finished. You know, and yeah.
Being married to NNAMDI KANU, not even being married to NNAMDI KANU, since 2015.
Yeah, it is the video is finished. I don't want to dabble too much on this. And like I said, this is critical analysis, and this is Biafra Alpha Power Media International. And with joy in my heart, I have no anger on me. What I've just done this evening is to point out to the obvious and to be clear to our leader's wife. You know, sometimes people will make mistakes, they won't realize they made a mistake, but this is a grave one. So this is my personal view. I hold to this whole thing. So, and that is why I started by pointing out the obvious things that have transpired to where we are. You know, some old videos, I couldn't finish it. I will continue with that on episode 003. But it will do you good for you to pay attention to things that I've said tonight. And please do not repeat this mistake, because we are not, what we are in, like they say, is not a family business. Because that they pick and choose when to apply that, or when they found a willing tool. And that is why we're here to point out to you, ma, please do not allow yourself to be used by this dishonorable man. That is my word to you tonight. And with all the love in my heart, and we continue to love you as our leader's wife, because our love to Okukano family is unconditional. And we sworn an oath under that name. Until day, personally, today I die. Nothing will change. And like I said, everybody must, everybody must be guarded at this point in time. What we will not allow is falsehood. It will not wash, not under our watch. A lot has happened. And people had it tonight. China Sanworu tell DSS to kill Onyendu, nothing will happen. It's not me that said it, he said it. But that's the story for another day. But I think what we have come here to do was very obvious, and the message has past our First Lady. And First Lady must speak like First Lady. That's why you're First Lady. It must not be controversial, especially when you're addressing the nation, in quotes you put it. So I thank you all for listening, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom. And may Chukwu continue to guide and protect us, because most importantly, our leader Mazzi. And remember, 20th of this month again, we'll be reconvening in Abuja. The travesty continue, but we're not backing down, even though that the enemy within are overwhelming us. But most importantly, remember that our leader said, and I'll quote, he said, do whatever you can to restore Biafra. As well, do whatever in your disposal to make sure Biafra did not come. And lastly, the era of 100 men, the prophecy is now. You might find one person in one country. Don't worry. Forget about people. You know, our people like gathering and drinking and merriment. This is what we know our people for. And that's why people know us. We are so weak, you know, because some of us are scared to die. You know, forgetting that everybody must die one day. And when you die, what you ask yourself, what's the legacy that I left? The legacy is what matters in this life. What will I be remembered for? As a cowardice, as a human being. Like I said, my hands are clean. And as an IPOB member, whatever I say, I will never say it to blackmail anybody. But that's why when we come here, we bring evidence with us. We'll show it to you. We break it down to layman perspective. And we've done that tonight. And for me, from here, it's good night.